Hi, I'm Peter, and I'm here to talk about the Hippocampe. The Hippocampe is an all-terrain wheelchair, which can be used in a variety of settings, and it eliminates some of the barriers that you might incur with a traditional wheelchair. So you can take it on the beach, you can take it on a trail, you can even take it in the snow. And you can even take it in the water with the proper safety protocols in place. Over the next few minutes, we're going to talk about how to put the wheelchair together and demonstrate its use. Okay, so the Hippocampe is about 30 pounds total. It comes in a very handy hockey gear type bag that you can put in your trunk. Most cars can fit a Hippocampe in them. There's lots of components as you see, so I'm going to run through them really quickly and then we're going to put them together. So this is the push bar that you would put on the back of the Hippocampe if you were pushing somebody. Of course, it has two very durable double wheels, and that's great for many terrains that you're going to take the Hippocampe on. We have this headrest that secures somebody's head in place and gives them the comfort and support they need as you're going through your trail or your beach or your snow. We have a tow bar as well if you wish to tow a person instead of pushing them. It's also very handy in the water to have an extra pair of hands on this in case the tide comes in or something like that. And then we have also this very useful harness which keeps the person in place in the chair while you're pushing them. And then finally we'll look at the brakes as well, and sometimes that's very useful, especially on inclines or areas where there's a lot of terrain changes and that sort of thing. Okay, so the first pieces you want to put on typically are the wheels. So these are double wheels, and again, as I mentioned earlier, they go over a lot of different terrain more easily than a traditional wheelchair tire would. A couple tips with the wheels: because they're double, they're prone to getting rocks in here, so always check them after use if there's any gravel or rocks in there and flick it out just so the wheels don't get punctured. As well, make sure that they're inflated well. These ones are a little flat, so always make sure that you inflate them before your next use. In terms of putting it on the Hippocampe frame, it's pretty easy. You just take the wheel, there's a pin here that you press, very similar to a tent pole, old traditional tent pole. You slide that in there like that, and you're going to wait for a click. It's going to go in, and then you're going to turn this and click. Now it's clicked in place. You'll see in the back that the pin has come through the hole and both tires are firmly secured. Okay, now that you have the wheels on, the next piece that you want to put on is the push bar. Push bar is very similar to the wheels, but the pins are already on the chair and the holes are in the push bar. So you're going to again listen for the click. So there's two pieces here that go on, slide on to the end of each post, and then you're going to press the button of each one, and it's almost a simultaneous dance. Click and click. Sometimes you need a little muscle in there. It's as simple as that. Okay, you've got your handle on. It's starting to look at like a wheelchair here now. A couple other sort of accessory pieces that come with the Hippocampe. One is a tow rope. Again, this can help tow the person if you choose. Really valuable in maybe you're at the beach and you're in the water just up to the tires, halfway up the tires. You want the safety and security of having somebody in the rear and maybe somebody holding onto the tow rope as well. But you can tow. Most of the time I do see people being pushed. Another accessory, of course, is the strap here, which is going to strap the person securely across their waist or across their upper lap into the chair. And then we have the harness. The harness is going to secure the person across their chest. Some people don't wear the harness. We highly recommend the harness for all users, but some users are comfortable and some caregivers or parents are comfortable with their child not wearing the harness. In this case, the harness clips right into again, listen for the clip, clips right into the push bar, person secure in place, you're ready to roll. In addition to this, we have a couple of components that I want to show you. First is the headrest. Headrest is very simple to put on. You just slide it down over this center post, adjust it to the height of the person using the wheelchair for comfort, and it's easily tightened with this screw bolt. It can also be adjusted forward and backwards using a knob here, and side to side using this knob here. And the last piece here is the armrests. And so we have two armrests that allows some comfort for the individual using the chair. They go up and down, and if you take both of them up and down, it can adjust the backrest a little bit slightly for more comfort. To secure the armrest, you just put it on this sidebar, wrap around the strap, and listen for the click. You're all set. Your Hippocampe is assembled. Now let's talk about a little bit of safety. So in terms of safety, we're going to look at first the headrest. So this headrest is going to give head and neck support to individuals who require it. Again, we showed you how to adjust that in an earlier shot. We also have the harness here. We highly recommend that everybody use the harness, especially in terrains that are going to be a lot of incline or decline or side to side. We also have a lap belt here, making sure that the person is securely in place in the wheelchair. We don't recommend that people use the harness and the lap belt in the water, just for safety reasons if someone needs to get out of the chair in a rush. And we also have brakes. So there's a brake on each side, and I'll demonstrate how to use those. So it's initiated from under the seat with this lever, and you push it against the two tires, and that slows the chair down. Keep your speed in the chair down because the brakes aren't like bicycle or car brakes. They're not going to bring your chair to an immediate stop. It's just more or less going to slow it down and help you be able to handle the chair in a better fashion. And then finally, we have our trusty push bar that we showed how to put together earlier, and we recommend at all times that somebody, an attendant or a family member, is got their hands, two hands securely on this bar at all times for safety, especially if you're in terrain that has any incline at all. This thing will take off. We've got those wonderful four wheels here. We got the bubble wheel in front. It's very easily moved and will move on its own on any incline. Okay, so that was the safety. Now we're going to move on to sizing. Again, I'm going to repeat myself a little bit here, but in terms of sizing, we've got the headrest, making sure that that is securely in place behind the person's head so they have a comfortable ride. And we also have the harness and the lap belt, ensuring that they're comfortable and securely in place to the wishes of the individual or the caregiver. You want it tight enough, but you also want it to be comfortable as well. And in terms of size of the Hippocampe, they come in three sizes. So this is a very small one, so this would fit a child or a small youth. What you're looking for is when someone sits down to have a nice comfortable knee bend, and when they step in, they can easily sort of fit themselves back into the chair. With the knee bend, they can just have their feet sort of secured on the front part there, and you're off and ready to go. So we've got our Hippocampe, and now we want to have someone get in it. Strongly recommend a user-focused or an individual-focused approach, using the appropriate etiquette and terminology. If you know the person's name, use their name, or person with disability, or persons with disabilities also don't mind sometimes. If you ask, if you can call them by name or what they'd like to be referred to. When getting someone into the Hippocampe, some people can get in on their own. Some people may have family members or caregivers who are trained to put the individual into a Hippocampe. However, if you're a recreation staff and you don't have the appropriate training, do not lift and transfer a person into a wheelchair without that training. So just a word of caution there. And other than that, if you want to borrow a Hippocampe, please contact your local rec department or rec center, or you can go on nsconnect.ca.